So guys, is it audible to please all of you? Is it audible? Can you reply in the chat box? Can you reply in the chat box, all of you please? Is my audio is louder or not? Yeah, thanks all of you please. Thanks all of you. Thank you. Thank you, reply all of you please. Okay. So so today, we're gonna be discussing about what is DevOps. What is DevOps? That is exact. And before starting the session, okay, let me introduce myself. So my name is Lakshmi Rao. I have totally 12 years of experience in IT. So my career start as a Java developer, but from the last 5 years onwards, I'm working as a senior DevOps engineer as well as AWS. So that is exactly my profile. That is exactly my profile, guys, please, all of you. That is exactly my profile. Okay, so can you reply in the chat box whether you're a fresher or experienced? So whether you are non-technical background or else orally you're working, can you reply in the one line or one word in the cell? Can you reply in the chat box? Yeah, Akhil, non-technical. Good to reply. Please, just one word, just one word. Yes. Siddharth, yes. Yeah, yes. Vishwas, yeah. Siddharth, okay. Shiva, yes. Sonu Kumar, yes. Siddhartha, Python, yes, good one. Satish, non-technical, good. Sandeep, technical working, technically, yeah. Good Sandeep, yeah, good. Good one. Web developer, Akhil, good one. Good Akhil, good. Very good one. Okay. So guys, please. So whether you're a fresher or a non-technical or your developer, doesn't matter. This course suits for everybody. Non-technical students or technical students, whether you're a developer or non-developer, whether you're working in IT already or not, please don't worry, please, all of you, please. This course is suits for everybody, but minimal we have a degree, any degree. See, if we have a degree, so it's more than enough to eligible to learn this course. Okay, yeah. So let it be jumping into the our session for today. Fine. Okay, so before starting the session, please let me know. So let us answer these 4 questions, guys, please. So what are the first one, please? What is an application? What is the second one? What is a server? And what is the time to market? And what is SDLC? And what is SDLC, guys, please? So let us clarify this first 4 questions, then we'll start DevOps. What is DevOps? Tell me, what is an application? Anybody help me? So do you have an idea? Anybody who are all working on already? Who are all technical students? Can you reply in the chat box? What is an application, please? What is an application? Anybody help me, please? So what you are in your brain, please? So don't worry, please reply. Because of in any way we'll discuss, that's what. Anyway we'll discuss them. Please reply what you have in the mind. What is an application? Application is nothing but website. Simply. Application is nothing but what? Application is nothing but what exactly? Website. I'll repeat one more time. So what is an application? The working software which is written any programming language, either Java, .NET, Python, anything, we calling as an application. The working software which is written any programming language we calling as an application. That application we're going to be deploying on servers. That application we're going to be deploying on servers. After deploying on servers, we are going to be accessing as a website or an internet from your browser. I'm going to be repeat one more time. Listen very carefully, please. What is an application? The working software as an application, please. What is an application, please? The working software as an application. The working software which is written in any programming language, we calling as an application. That application we're going to be deploying onto the servers. Then there itself we're going to be accessing over an internet as a website. Clear? Cleared all of you, please. Clear? Clear? Got it very clearly. Clear? Fine. So, but what about time to market? Anybody help me? What about time to market? What is an exactly time to market? Deliver. Yes. Good, Karthik. So, what is the time to market? So, the working software as an application, if we can able to delivering into the production service, the working software as an application from dev environment into production service, within a shortest time, with the high quality, with low cost is nothing but a time to market. So listen very carefully. I'm repeating. What are the time to market? The working software as an application. If we can able to deliver from dev environment into the production servers within a shortest time, with the high quality, with lowest cost, is nothing but what exactly? Time to market. Okay, that's what is SDLC, please. I think everybody knows this. What is SDLC? So even your education also, it's this concept has been covered. Tell me, what is an SDLC? So SDLC is nothing but what exactly? Software development lifecycle. So by helping of software development lifecycle, we can able to deliver the working software. We can able to deliver. We can able to produce. We can able to produce working software as an application. In SDLC, we have several stages or phases. Several stages or phases. Got it? So analysis is the first phase, design, implementation, testing, deploy, and maintenance. We have several stages and phases. What I mean? But by following this, 1 second, please, 1 second. Chapter number. Now start in the వేరే నెంబర్ అది మీ నెంబర్ అనేది ఒకసారి మీకు వాట్సాప్లో మెసేజ్ పెట్టుకుంటాను. ఏది ఐడి మీకు ఒకసారి యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ పంపిస్తాను చూడండి. ఐడిని అంటారు ఒకసారి. నేను ట్రైనింగ్ ఐడి పంపుతాను. ఒక నిమిషం. సో ప్లీజ్ వెయిట్ గైస్, ప్లీజ్ 1 second. ప్లీజ్ 1 second. 1 second, please hold on the line. Okay, Finn. Let me continue, please. So we have several stages and several phases: analysis, design, implementation, testing, deploy, and maintenance. By following these phases or stages, we can able to deploy, we can able to produce, we can able to develop, we can able to test, we can able to anything. What I mean. So for example, so we are gonna be produce or develop, or we gonna be this kind of Redbus kind of applications, or a Hotstar kind of application, or a Prime Video, or a Flipkart. What I mean. So first thing is what exactly. So we need to analyze what kind of business this, what kind of business this. We need to analyze. If you want to develop this kind of websites, so what are the first step? Please analysis. Then according to this, nothing but design is nothing but a plan. So according to the plan, so our developers will be implemented by using any programming language, either maybe Java, .NET, or Python, anything. So gathering information from the client, and this will be design the plan, and according to our developers will be writing lines of code by using any programming language, and the testers will be verified whether functionally is working the software or not. So that after executing a Selenium or functional or manual test cases, the testing team gives you the working software as an application without any error, without any bugs. Then there itself, we're going to be deploying our application on production service. Understood very clearly. That's it. No. So whether this application is properly or perfectly or working or not, we have to monitor and maintenance. Monitor and maintenance. These are all the stages and phases we calling in SDLs. So I hope you understood. Everybody is clear. Cleared. So do you have any questions? Please reply. So please chat with me. I'm going to be reply with you, please. So cleared or not? Please say cleared. So I see cleared. So you have any doubts? Please ask me. Then we'll move further. Clear. Thanks, Siddharth. Sony. Thanks, Sony. Please reply, all of you, please. Please reply. Akhil, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Siddhartha. Yes. Thanks, all of you, please. So who don't know, please, who didn't understand, please let me know. I'll explain a little bit, down way, in broader way, please. So on top of SDLC, so we're going to be implementing our DevOps process. On top of SDLC, we're going to be implement our DevOps process. Okay. What is DevOps, please? What is the meaning of DEV? What is the meaning of OPS? So what is the meaning of DEV? What is the meaning of OPS? So DEV is nothing but development. OPS is nothing but operation. So software development plus operation we calling as DevOps. Got it very clearly. That means as a DevOps engineer, our roles and responsibilities start from dev environment, ends with an operations. Ends with an operations, guys, please. That means we're part of coding, build, test, release, deploy, operation, monitoring. But to be frankly, we are not developers, we are not testers. We are not developers, we are not testers. Got it very clearly. So just we are going to be implementing a process with a set of rules. Is it exactly DevOps? Understood very clearly, all of you, what is DevOps? DevOps is nothing but a process. DevOps is nothing but a process. So we are going to be implementing DevOps process on SDLs. While we implementing DevOps process, got it very clearly, please. Got it very clearly. So we are going to be delivering the working software as an application from dev environment into our production service. Okay, with an automated way, with a transparent pipeline, is we calling as a DevOps process. So what is DevOps, please? DevOps is a process. While we implementing DevOps process in SDLC, we are following set of rules. What those are all, please? Time to market, add business value. What are the time to market, which you have discussed already? So if we can able to deliver working software from dev environment into the production servers, okay, with high quality, with low cost, within a shortest time, is we calling as a DevOps. Is we calling as a DevOps. Is we calling as a DevOps. Got it? Understood very clearly. Got it. So DevOps is nothing but what simply I can say an automation process. We can able to reduce the cost. We can able to increase the quality. We can able to eliminate the problems. We can able to reduce the problems, because if it is a transparent pipeline, everything is visualized. Okay, got it. So what is an advantage? So what are the great features in DevOps, please? So these are all the 4 features, guys, please. So from dev environment to production environment, the working software as an application, we can able to deliver frequently and very fastly. We can able to deliver very frequently and very fastly, and we can able to improve a number of deployments. So easily we can able to deploy, and we can able to improve a deployment on production servers and increase the quality, and we can able to spend the low cost. So these are all the features exactly current industry wants, and the same feature we can able to produce and provide, and we can able to get it by DevOps. Understood very clearly, all of it. But what exactly we can able to resolve the problems by using DevOps? What are all existing problems? And by using DevOps, what exactly we can able to we can able to resolve the issues? Please, all of you, please. Leave after deployment, or production wasting, knowledge wasting, and so many. But let us understand, let us discuss only one problem, and so how exactly we can able to resolve by using DevOps. Okay, fine. Let me discuss about leave after deployment. Let us assume he is a developer. Listen very carefully, please. I'm going to be asked the question out of this. Listen very carefully. It is a little bit story. Developer. Okay. So developer is going to be handling a task. Is going to be handling a task, guys, please. So maybe registration page, login page, or maybe payment gateway, whatever, maybe anything. Is going to be writing a lines of code. Is writing lines of code, guys, please. After completion of his code, is going to be deploying. It's going to be deploying his code under the production environment. After that, he never ever look back what happened in the production environment. He's always looking back. He's always forwarding into the next task. Understood very clearly, all of you, please. The developer after deployment, the developer never ever look back what happened in the production environment. That is the point I want to tell you. Whether you understood or not, this point. Okay. If you don't worry, if you not, please, I'll discuss one more time with a diagrammatically. Same thing. Let us discuss about with a diagrammatically. One second. One second, please. So for example, so we have 2 environments, 2 teams. Listen very carefully, diagrammatically. So listen very carefully. So we have a dev team. We have a dev team. We have an operation team, guys, please. Okay, 2 teams. Usually what will happen, the developers are writing a code, the lines of code, either maybe registration page or login page, anything. That's we calling as a task. So we calling as a registration page, login page, payment gate, whatever. The lines of code is going to be writing. After completion of his code, what he will do, please? So his completion of his task in dev environment, it will moving into the testing environment. Rupali, yes. then pre-production, then finally it is moving into the production environment by operation team. Production environment by operation team. Right now, so my task is has been moving into the live. Is production environment or not? Tell me, all of you, agreed or not? All of you, please. As a developer, I completed and it is moving into the production. The task is perfectly working from last 3 months onwards, perfectly in the production environment. Great, great. Is my task is working perfectly in production environment or not? Yes. But thing here is today he is not working. From last 3 months onwards, perfectly working on my task. But today is not working. Tell me, who is the first responsible person? First, after getting error, after not working in this registration phase, what I may be, who is the first responsible person? Developer or operation? First responsible persons, please. To diagnose error, who is the first responsible person? Developer or operation team? Please reply, don't be silent. All of you, please. Developer or operation? No one. So our operation team is responsible diagnose error because of the production environment is going to be handling by operation. The operation team is responsible to diagnose error. Okay, but after diagnosing, after finding an error, the operation team has to communicating into the dev team. The dev team will fix the issue. Again, testing environment, pre-production, again, production environment. So what is the point we are discussing? If any problem in the production environment, our operation team, our dev team has to communicate each other. Our operation team, our dev team has to communicate each other to resolve the issues in production environment. That is the point we should understand. But dev team fails, we are individual from operation. Operation team fails, we are individual from dev team. So, but these two teams, between these two teams, it was a huge gap. This we calling as for understanding concrete wall. So, if they want to communicate each other, they should be jump this wall always. Understood very clearly, all of you. So, rather than fixing the issue, they're wasting time for communication or not. It was the situation before develops. It was the situation before DevOps. It exactly before DevOps with an SDLC process, which we're calling as a complex pipeline. It was the complex pipeline. It was the SDLC process. But if you're replacing DevOps process, if you're replacing with the DevOps process, what DevOps says? What DevOps says? Developers, an operation team should work together as a single team. Rather than wasting time, they should communicate each other as a single team. They should be resolve issues as soon as possible. This we calling as a DevOps. Understood very clearly? What is the difference between before DevOps and after DevOps? Cleared up to right now, please. It's cleared. Is this cleared, all of you? What we're discussing, it's cleared or not? Yes, all of you. Please reply just typing an yes or no. Okay, see something, you're not talking because of, morning to evening, I'm working still. I'm, I'm discussing with you, I'm talking, but you're not replying. If you're replying, I'm getting an interest. Okay, around maybe 9 o'clock in the evening. Please try to reply. We'll get in more interest to talk more, to discuss more. That's what. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sonu Kumar. Thanks a lot for overall reply. Got it very clearly. So what exactly DevOps? What are the problems we have? So by using DevOps, we can able to remove the gaps between the teams. We can able to eliminate the wastages. A lot of problems we can able to eliminate. So what exactly we does, please? What are the problems we can please? What exactly the major point we understood, please? So we are going to be replacing with a complex pipeline with a transparent pipeline. The complexity is nothing but SDLC. It's raw way. But transparent is nothing but DevOps. It's nothing but an automation. So being as a DevOps engineer, our roles and responsibilities replacing with a complex pipeline with a transparent pipeline. That is exactly our job. Replacing with complex pipeline with a transparent pipeline. How exactly look like the transparent pipeline? It is exactly, please. The DevOps transparent pipeline look like this. It's an automation process. It is in a transparent pipeline. In this process, so we're going to be using several stages and phases. So we are going to be we're going to be using plan, code, integration, test, release, deploy, and operations. What I mean. So these are all the several stages we're going to be using in DevOps process and transparent pipeline and automation process. What I mean. But in this pipeline, being as a DevOps engineer, our roles and responsibility starts from dev environment and ends with operation. To be frankly, we are not developers, we are not testers, but we are part of coding, we are part of integration, we are part of testing, we are part of release, deploy, and operations. Yes, you are right, please. We are part of coding, but we're not writing. We are part of testing, we are not adding any test cases. But let us understand brief. Let us understand in depth. Yeah, planning, no one. We never ever do any plan. So we are not responsible for the planning. The planning is responsible by the BS, business analyst. The planning is responsible by the business people, not by us, please. Coding, writing lines of code by using any Java.NET lines of code. So writing responsible by whom, please? Developer, not by us, please. Not by us. The writing lines of code is responsible by the developer. The lines of code we calling it the source code. That source code is going to be securing in a version control by the DevOps engineer. I'm going to be repeat one more time, please. Writing is responsible by the developer. Securing in repositories and a version by as a DevOps engineer. Writing by developer, securing by DevOps engineer. Please remember this point. So how many developers are working in a dev team? N number of developers, and we don't know exactly, maybe so more than 10, sometimes more than 10 people, whatever. But all the developer source code, we need to integrate continuously because of morning to evening developers writing the code. But the same way we're going to be continuously integrating all developer source code with integrating, and we are going to be executing test cases which is written by the testers. We're not writing any test cases which are already written by the testers. Those test cases just we are integrating, and automatically our test cases will be executed by using CS server. If you got any error, any bug, so automatically it will be redirecting into the developer. Developer has to fix the issue, again integration, again test. If you got an error, again developer, integration, testing. This loop will be repeated until zero errors, until zero bugs. This loop will be repeated until zero errors, until zero bugs. Got it very clear, all of it. Okay. The testing team, the testing environment gives you what is an output? Tell me. The working software as an with zero errors, with zero bugs. The working software as an application. The working software as an application or not, please. What the testing team gives you, please? the working software as an application without any error, without any bug. So can we able to deploy directly in production servers? Directly keep on live? Now automatically, yes. Karthik, yes, and automatically test cases will be executed. Yes. Yes, sir. Can we able to deploy directly in production servers and in the live? No. So we need to wait. So how can able to wait? We're going to be release. We're going to be halt sometime that place we calling as a release. So according to the schedule time, on a maintenance window, particular month, particular week, on a schedule time, with the help of all the teams, with sync with all the team members. So we're going to be deploying onto the production servers. Either maybe production servers or maybe physical servers or a virtual servers or a cloud servers, mostly cloud. So we can able to get a physical, we can able to get a servers from where exactly? Physically, virtually, cloud. How many servers? 1, 2, 3. If it is 1 or 2, 3 servers, DevOps is not required. If we're going to be deploying our applications on one or two servers, not required DevOps process because of not required. There is no use. But we're going to be handling on hundreds of servers and thousands of servers in production environment. That is what exactly we are going to be using DevOps process. Okay, but these are on hundreds of servers. We can able to get it from the cloud itself. That to AWS. So that's it. So we're going to be accessing our application over internet. That's it. That's it. After deploying our application, that's it. No. Whether this application is working properly or not, we're going to be monitoring and maintenance. Got it very clear, all of you, please? Got it very clearly what is the DevOps process? So we're going to be taking source code from dev environment, and we're going to be implement an automated process with a transparent way, and we're going to be delivering into the production service. That is exactly job done by the DevOps engineer. We are not testers, we are not developers. Just we are taking a source code from developers, dev environment, and we're going to be integrate and test and release and deploy and production environment with an automated way, with a transparent pipeline. It is exactly DevOps engineer does. That is exactly roles and responsibility. It is exactly DevOps. Understood. So by using this, we can able to deploy our application very easily with high quality, with low cost, within a shortest time. That is exactly DevOps transparent pipeline. But for implementing this DevOps transparent pipeline, what are all tools we're going to be learning? What are all tools we're going to be experienced practically for implementing this DevOps process? Let us list down. Fine, all of you. So the first tool we're going to be learning, we're going to be understood practically Git. A Git is a version control. The all developer source code we're going to be maintaining under version control, that to Git version control. So, and that code we're going to be build and generate, build, compile, build, and generate an active factory by using Maven. Maven is a build tool. Building a project, building a source code. What I mean? Got it very clearly. So we are going to be learning Git, Maven, and Jenkins. Jenkins is an automation tool. From dev environment to production environment, we can able to implement an automation process by helping of Jenkins. It's we calling as a build tool. It's we calling as a CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery. In the continuous integration, continuous delivery, the CI server is Jenkins itself. Continuously integrating by helping of Jenkins and automation tool. Okay, and we're going to be learning JFrog. JFrog is nothing but release. JFrog is nothing but a release. Release is what exactly? Release is nothing but what exactly, please? Release is nothing but what? We're going to be halt the working software in a particular period of time. Is nothing but a release, or else we calling as an active factory, or else we calling as a build report. So that we're going to be hatching by using JFrog server. And we're going to be learning SonarQube. SonarQube is a code analyzer. SonarQube is a code analyzer. Whether the developers are following standards or not, whether the developers are using right functions or not, it will be validated and verified, and it will be give statistics automatically. So these are all the tools we are learning in continuous integration, continuous delivery, which we're calling as a build and release. Okay, that is what exactly the first model. The second model, which we're going to be discussing about configuration management. Okay, what is a configuration management? Let us understand this way. For example, we have hundreds of servers, server 1, server 2, server 100. On each and every server, I want to change a file. How difficult, please? Change a file. Just editing a letter or a one word in a file in a hundreds of servers or thousands of servers. How difficult, please tell me? Very difficult if you're doing a manual. If you're doing a manually server by server, it takes a lot of time. So for changing a file, for example, if you want to install software, for creating a files, for creating a users, uninstalling the software, deploying our application, how difficult on hundreds of servers, please tell me. Say yes or no something, reply in the chat box. Okay, but what exactly configuration management does? What exactly the configuration management does, please? It will be, so replace manual configuration process with an automation process. Auto scaling is different than this. Manual configuration process replaced with an automation process. It is exactly, please, configuration management. Automatically we can able to install the softwares, automatically creating the files on hundreds of servers by helping of configuration management. The configuration management is supporting Ansible. Ansible is a push model, which you're going to be understand, which you're going to be learning practically in depth, and we're going to be spending more than 2 weeks of time in Ansible. A lot of time we're going to be spent. So, and we're going to be seeing this in Ansible practically of exactly be deploying our applications on hundreds of servers. Got it very clear, all of you? But those hundreds of servers, from where we can able to get it? From AWS. We're going to be using AWS infrastructure. We can able to get it server. On top of the servers, we're going to be automatically automate the process on Ansible. We'll get it server from exactly AWS, and we can able to automate the process by using Ansible. Understood very clearly, all of you? So we can able to deploy applications on AWS cloud servers by helping of Ansible. And one more thing, we can able to deploy applications on Docker containers also. Docker containers also, please. What is the Docker container, please? What is the Docker container? The Docker container is an isolated area. Yeah, lightweight VM. Yeah, sometime maybe it's right. Docker container is an isolated area. It's nothing but separate area. Separate area, which is specifically deploying applications. The Docker container is an isolated area, which is specifically deploying Java application. For our understanding, so which I'm sitting this room is separate from a home or not? Is this room is separate by using these 4 walls, top, ceiling and ground is separated from a home or not? And is this room specifically designed conducting and DevOps classes or in the same way container also? The same way containers also. Please let us assume so container look like in real time maybe. So it's a containers. So we can able to take it an example of this. So these are all the containers. Please, each and every container is a light isolated area. Okay, the same for Docker containers also. But these are all the containers we can able to manage by Kubernetes. An example call here is ship. The ship is maintaining or controlling or managing all the containers. The ship is managing or controlling all the containers or not. The same here also. The Kubernetes is managing and controlling all the containers. Creation, deletion, whatever may be. But Vagrant is a provisioning tool, which we're going to be discussing. Vagrant is a provisioning tool, please. Provisioning tool. Okay, by using Vagrant, easily we can able to create a virtual machines in a laptops in dev environment. And we're going to be learning Nagios and Elk. Nagios and Elk. Nagios is a system monitoring, Elk is an application monitoring. So these are all the tools we are going to be learning for implementing this DevOps process. These are all the tools we're going to be learning our DevOps process. So understood very clearly what are the tools we are going to be learning under DevOps, please. Please, anybody help me? Anybody, please. Which are all tools we are learning, please? Let us list down, please. Maven, Jenkins, JFrog, Sonar, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Vagrant, Nagios, ELK. Understood very clearly? So for learning DevOps, the prerequisites is, okay, Linux plus shell script, basics, basic Linux and basic shell script, and AWS. And AWS also, the prerequisites, AWS. Okay. So this course is designed DevOps with AWS, and separately we're discussing AWS also. Got it very clearly? So the classes we are conducting, we are doing practically on AWS cloud infrastructure. Not only for that, separately we are taking classes for AWS course also. Totally how many courses we covered under this? 2 courses. DevOps with AWS and AWS separately. Let us assume maybe, so for completing, so it around maybe 2.5 months, or roughly 2 plus or 2.5 months, whatever. So AWS it may complete within a month. Got it? A lot of services we're going to be discussing in AWS also. Totally 3 plus months, 3.5 months, please. Okay, totally because of 2 courses completely. DevOps with AWS and separately AWS also. Got it very clearly? So don't leave, please. So this demonstration is not complete. Just some briefing. Just some briefing. That's it. So if anybody wants the syllabus, I'm going to be share this link. So go through this link. What is the content I'm going to be deliver? What are the syllabus? Let us look once. All of you, please. Let us look once. So what exactly the syllabus in DevOps? What exactly syllabus I'm going to be covering in AWS? So please look once, all of you, please, before joining. So DevOps tools. What are the tools? What are the topics we covering in AWS also, please? Please see. Look at once here also. AWS also to cover, please. Separately. Both we covering and Sonu. AWS is also covering, DevOps also covering, AWS, DevOps, both. That is my choice then. So no, it is not in the sequence, please. That depends, please. Depends, because of we can discuss with the model wise. Sonu Kumar, it will model wise. But he can understand, don't worry. That is my response. Fine. Cleared all of you, please. Okay. So I'm going to be share this. So have you received all of you, please? Link. Is this link is received all of you, please? So it is exactly my admin number, please. So if any questions or queries and related admin fees related anything, please feel talk to our admin. Each and every project will cover a real-time project, please. One real-time task will be covered. Okay, this is what exactly. The session is not ended. Don't leave, because if we completed only DevOps. Shell script, yes. Akhil, please look at the screen once. Okay, please. Fine, thank you. Okay, so timings also let me mention. So every day, so tomorrow onwards, so we will meet 8:45 p.m. Up to 9:45 p.m. These are all the timing. It's a fixed. Okay, please. It may change maybe 10 minutes plus or minus. If it is because of evening, recorded videos will be provided. Recordings will be provided. Recordings only. Either notes or record. Which is best? Go for it, Pradeep. Anyone, please. Both not possible for me. Okay, recording is enough, I think so, maybe. Pradeep. Yes, yeah. So Terraform also will cover it. In the slide not mentioned, but Terraform will be covered. Regular classes will be provided, not previous classes. So today we conduct a class. That class will be available next day itself, I think. So we have conducted today's session. You're going to be receiving tomorrow morning. That's why. So please discuss with this Vishwas or something. If pronunciation is spelling wrong, please don't mind. Please talk to admin regarding this question. Please talk to admin. Okay, that's what exactly. Okay, so don't leave the meeting, please. So tell me. So up to right now, what we discussed, please. What is DevOps then? Don't leave the meeting yet, please. Don't leave the meeting. The session is not ended. So up to right now, what is DevOps? Okay. So tell me. So now let us discuss about what is AWS. Let us briefing for today itself. So only one demonstration. Tomorrow onwards we'll start regular classes. I'm not repeat this demonstration for tomorrow. I don't want to get bored for tomorrow also. Tomorrow onwards we'll start regular sessions. Right. What is AWS? Anybody help me? At least tell me. What is application? So please bear with me one more 10 minutes. Will be completed. What is an application? Please, anybody. What is an application, please? The working software which is written any programming language we call is an application or not? From where we can able to deploy this application? On infrastructure. What is infrastructure, please? What is infrastructure? For deploying our application, we require infrastructure and our resources. What kind of infrastructure? We require a servers. We require a networks, a databases, storage. So these are all the infrastructure we required for deploying our application. or else for implementing this DevOps process. What I mean. But how many ways we can able to get this infrastructure? Anybody help me? Physically, virtually, and cloud. How many ways we can able to get? So I'll repeat. For deploying our application, we require infrastructure. This infrastructure we can able to get either physical environment or a virtual environment or cloud. Tell me what is the cloud right now? Tell me what is the cloud? Anybody, please. Please bear with me one more 10 minutes. Let me finish. Let me conclude this. I don't want to waste time for tomorrow also. Tell me, what is the cloud? Anybody who knows an idea? Yes, you're right, Karthik. So the cloud is nothing but what exactly? If we can able to access the remote placed resources over an internet from a laptop is nothing but a cloud. So the remote placed resources, if we can able to access over an internet from a laptop is nothing but a cloud. Okay, is nothing but a cloud. But cloud is rental based resources. We can able to get a servers or a network or a storage, whatever may be. We can able to get it by cloud as rental based. For example, for reaching a railway station, are we going to be buying a car or rental car? Please tell me. Which is best for you? Just for reaching a railway station. The purpose is just for reaching a railway station. Are we going to be buying a server or rental server? Rental car? Please reply. Guys, please. Rental. The same way, for just for deploying our application, are we buying a servers or rental servers then? Rental. We're going to be buying or we're going to be rental. So you're always preferring rental service. We're getting a rental resources, rental service. We're going to be deploying our application. Our job is fulfilled. Okay, the cloud is a rental based resources only. That too either maybe Azure, Google, or AWS. But we're going to be preferring AWS. The AWS is a cloud. It providing a rental resources. By using AWS cloud, we can able to get these are all the services: VPC, EC2, RDS, S3. In AWS, we're going to be discussing VPC model, EC2 model, RDS model, and S3. But what are all these four? VPC is nothing but network. VPC is nothing but network. EC2 is nothing but what? Please, anybody help me? Servers. Storage is nothing but, database is nothing but RDS. Understood very clearly. S3 is nothing but storage. Got it? Very clear. So VPC is nothing but private cloud. By using VPC, we can able to get a network, an office kind of network. By using VPC, we can able to get your office kind of network, a private network. So we can able to get a private network over a cloud, over an internet, by in virtual form. Is nothing but a VPC. Is nothing but a VPC. Sandeep, please wait. I'll clarify question, please. So by helping of VPC, we can able to create a private network. It is exactly your private area. This is your private area, private section of AWS. We can able to create a servers and databases, but these resources as a server or a database, we can't able to access. We can't able to we can't able to give an access from outside people. The security you only can access, but outside people can't be. But this is your friend, this is your friend, this is your mind, this is maybe mine, maybe. So on a same AWS account, we can able to get a different. So this is your private area, this is my private area, this is my friend's private area. Got it? All of you please. But the same way EC2 also, Elastic Cloud Company. By helping of EC2, we can able to get a service for deploying our application. For example, we're going to be deploying Hotstar application. I want to deploy a Hotstar kind of application. How exactly, please? So we are going to be getting a network first. On top of the network, we're going to be deploying, we're going to be creating EC2 instance, is nothing but a server. On top of, we're going to be deploying Hotstar. Then there itself, we're going to be accessing our internet like this. Cleared? But can I ask you one question out of it, please? So where exactly we can able to maintain this customer information like phone number, email address? Where exactly, please? Anybody help me? Database, yes. So we can able to maintain the information under databases. That is the reason we're going to be using RDS. But Hotstar is main purpose is what exactly? Movies and web series is. If it is a Blu-ray print, Disney Blu-ray print, what are the minimum size of the file, video file? Can able to insert in the database? Can able to insert in the database, please? Anybody help me in a tabular format? No. That is the reason we're going to be using external storage. S3. Simple storage service. S3. Got it very clearly? Got it very clearly? All of you, please. So what is the difference between RDS database? The data is in structural wise in a tabular format. But S3 is nothing but S3 is nothing but like a Google Drive. We can upload anything, image, audio, video, PDF, whatever maybe in your Google Drive. The same way. Though S3 is not required any operating system, but RDS is required operating system. Without operating system, we can't able to work the database. But S3 is not required operating system. So RDS required hard disk in a tabular format. S3 is not like that. It is external storage like Google Drive. That is the difference between. Sandeep. That's it. So these are all the services which we're going to be discussing. Okay, in depth. So if you see VPC, that means not only VPC and under this so many services we're going to be discussing. So if you see EC2, that means not only EC2 one. Under the EC2, so many we're going to be discussing like this. For example, let us see. So here VPC. So how many services we're going to be discussing? S3. Only one topic? No, so many. IAM we're going to be discussing. Let's see RDS. So many. Let's see EC2. So many topics. See which are all topics we're going to be discussing. So many in EC2. Got it very clearly. Fine, thanks. So that's what exactly in AWS. So simply I can say, so for implementing DevOps process, we require infrastructure. That infrastructure we can able to get it from AWS. That's what we are going to be teaching both. So DevOps with AWS and AWS separately. So the timings are 8:45 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Recordings will be provided. Our classes will start from beginning, from the scratch, and it will be ended with an advanced. So if you have any doubts, we can able to clarify in the end of the session, please, or beginning of the session, Sandeep. Got it very clearly, Sandeep. Queries and doubts, clarification, you can able to do it in the class itself, end of the session, or else if you are while you practice, you can able to help with the recording sessions. So I'm going to be providing recording sessions. By seeing that, we can able to practice easily. Pradeep or Sandeep, whatever. So Karthik, DevOps is must and should for you, Karthik. There is no option for you. There is no option, and Karthik. There is no option for you. You should be, Karthik. This is your path. So by providing, please register all your, please provide your registered email addresses. So please register with the admin. So please provide your email address with the admin. Admin will forward to me, please. Okay. So please register with that DurgaSoft, with our admin. So that's what Pradeep. So that is an admin question. Please talk to admin. Pradeep, please talk to admin regarding question, please. I replied already. Pradeep, please talk to admin regarding that question. Fine. Please register with our admin. So I shared already admin number also, please. It is an exactly admin number. So the admin will forward to me the registered email addresses. I will share today's session also, today, tomorrow, what am I? Yeah. Siddharth. So I'm a Java developer. I want to move to DevOps side. So it is a good choice. Yes, you are a good choice. Yes, I'm Siddharth. Yes, choice is good. Yes, Siddharth. Even I am also Java developer. My career start with Java developer. Yes, Siddharth. I'm an example of you, please. You want to talk to me, please? Sony. Yeah, please wait, please wait. Let me finish chat box first. That is wrong way, please. So application support team to DevOps is the right way. Easily. Yes, you're right. Yes. Siddharth, please. Sony, please wait. Sony, please wait. Please wait. Let me finish chat box. Is coding for DevOps nothing? Rupali, nothing, and not required coding language. But we are not doing any programming language. We're going to be learning some scripting, some from format, YAML format, Ruby format. That's it. Akhil, don't worry. Even non-technical background, there is no issue. You can able to easily switch, but you need to bear with me first five to six classes. So it suits for freshers, 3 place, 5 place, or 10 place, 15 place. Doesn't matter. DevOps for all, please. Vishwas. Huh? I'm sorry for the pronunciation name. Ropali. Openings were also good, right? Yes. Pradeep, interview. Yes. Interview point of view, please. So I will assist you. That's it. I have 5 years of experience in Linux admin. DevOps is good. There is an option, Sonu. Kumar. There is an option for you. You should be. If you are Linux administrator, you are. And the next thing is DevOps engineer. There is an option. AWS DevOps should be learned. Should be jump into the DevOps side. Kumar. There is an option. Fine. So let me talk to 1 second. Somebody want to talk to me. So can you talk to me, please, Sony?
Yeah, मेरी अभी क्लास चल रही, मेरे 15 मिनट लग जाएंगे.
Now can you repeat your question louder?
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Sir, are you asking me? Siddharth?
Yeah, please. That you only, please. Siddhant. Sony.
Yeah. So, sir, actually, yes, sir. Hi, my name is Siddharth. So, sir, actually, I belong to I was into a non-technical role. I was into HR, and then actually, I had an aspiration to become a programmer because I have done BTech in computer science, but somehow I got into a non-technical role. So last year, I got myself certified in Oracle Java 8, and I got a job with a product-based company. So I'm working here as a Java developer, but I feel I face a lot of difficulty over here to
Mm.
understand the flow and the multiple technologies, because I just know the Java, I don't know the Spring and Hibernate. So I thought of moving into DevOps. So is this a good choice for me? That is the only thing I wanted to ask you.
So,
I mean, I don't have
Sony,
any problem with the coding. Yes, sir.
Sony, please wait. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
discuss this. Please wait. One more 5 minutes, please.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
So
sir.
the meeting is ended. So please leave the meeting, except Sony. So can you leave? Who all don't have the question, please leave the meeting, except Sony. So we will meet tomorrow with the same link, all of you. So please wait, Sony. So please leave all the people, please, except Sony.
Yes, sir.
The meeting is ended. So enough, ended. Don't wait, please. So not too late. That's what tonight, good. Already around 10 o'clock. That's what I don't want to wait. Please leave the meeting. Who don't have the questions? Sony, please wait. Fine. Sony, do you know Telugu?
No, sir. I'm so sorry.
Okay, fine. Let it be contained in English. So the thing here is,
Yes, sir.
so be frankly, don't mind if I'm talking so hardly. So,
No, no worries, sir. Sure.
so please, I'm too hard these words for you, please. That's what you
Okay.
all want to talk to personally. That's what I'm left all the people.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So I'm also Java developer.
Okay.
Okay. So I worked, maybe 2007 around, maybe. One second. Let me.
Mhm.
1 second. Please. 1 second. 1 second. And
Yeah,
stop
we can
recording.
stop the recording. Yeah.